everyone, I am Dr. Sonal Jain from Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. In this series of forensic science lectures, today we are going to discuss about the police organizations, what are different ranks in police organizations and how the different police organizations are being made for different purposes. The police organizations and the forensic services, they go together. The crime scene investigation team of the forensic services, which is at various police stations of different districts in a state, they go together for investigation of the crime. Depending upon the various ranks in the police organizations, the duties are being defined to various officers. When this system, the police organization system, which was taken from the Irish constabulary method, was adopted in 1848, and then in the year 1861 we had our Police Act of 1861, which defines the duties, responsibilities and the ranks of various police officers. So the various police officers, their ranks are being defined on the basis of their educational qualification and the exams which they have passed, and they secured the rank. Depending upon the lower ranks, then they are being promoted on the basis of their year of services and their performance, and the highest rank of the police organization system in a state is of DGP or IGP, depending upon the state which has different rules. So in this lecture we will see how different police organizational ranks are being taken and how we can identify the ranks of the police officers by their uniforms. So the rank of a constable, if we see in the picture, they have on their shoulder NPA, the National Police Academy. This is the uniform of a constable. The head constable, along with the shoulder, the head constable, they have 3 white stripes. Then we have the assistant sub-inspector. The assistant sub-inspector, they have 1 red and 1 blue line along with a star on their shoulder. The sub-inspector have the blue and the red line along with 2 stars. The inspector will have 3 stars because he is the senior most. The officers who IPS probationer less than 2 years, they have the badge of IPS along with a star. The IPS probational who are of more than 2 years, they have IPS with a single star. ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police, ACP, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Deputy Superintendent of Police, Assistant Commandant, they have 3 stars with NPA. The Deputy Commandant or the additional SP, additional DSP, they have 1 national emblem according to NPA. The Superintendent of Police will have 1 star and 1 national emblem of India. The SSP or the Senior Superintendent of Police will have the badge of IPS as well as 2 star and 1 national emblem. The DIG of Police, Deputy Inspector General of Police, will have 3 stars and 1 national emblem. The IG of Police will have IPS written, 1 baton, 1 sword and 1 star. The DG of Police will have 1 sword, baton and 1 national emblem. The Director IB will have IPS and 1 star. So the various ranks according to the junior or senior most, they have different uniforms with different stars and emblem depending upon their ranks from junior to senior. Apart from that, we have some special police units. These special police units, they are being defined The first one is the Criminal Investigation Department. We can also call them as CID or the crime branch. The CID or the crime branch, they are the special investigative arm of the state police. The state level agency for specialized crimes like economic offences, sensational cases, cases having inter-district or interstate ramifications, and serious crimes having political overtones. Cases can be referred to CID by the courts, the state government, or from districts. In some states, the state forensic science labs, the bomb disposable units, cybercrime cells, and the state crime research bureau, they are also come under the CID only. And in different states, the state forensic science lab, the bomb disposable unit, NCRB, SCRB, or the crime cell, they can be separated also. So depending upon the states, they either fall in the realm of the CID, and in different states there could be different entities or different bodies. Another specialized units of police is the State Forensic Science Laboratory. They helps the police department in solving criminal cases using various scientific methods. So SFSL, CFSL could be the Central Forensic Science Lab, which are in the come under the Central Police Force, but the State Forensic Science Laboratory, they are under the state body, and they work in hand in hand with the police department for solving of various criminal cases using various scientific methods. The clues or the materials which are being collected by the crime investigation team will go to the forensic science labs for the investigation and analysis. They examine material clues related to the crime or as well as civil cases which are referred by the court, police officers, medical officers, and they conduct the scientific examination which helps in recording and processing the crime scene and collection of physical evidences in various important cases. They train to all ranks of police, improve investigation methods, and physical construction of crime scene in close association with the investigating officers. SFS, the persons, the forensic scientists, they provide leads to the IO for investigating the case. And now we have also the mobile forensic units which process the crime scene and collect and pack the physical evidences at the crime only, the site only, and then those evidences can be directly transferred to the state FSLs for the analysis. Another specialized unit which comes under the police force is the bomb disposable squad. They render safe or remove improvised explosive devices, also known as IEDs, and incendiary chemicals. The bomb disposal squads, they come in action when the orders are being given by the senior police ranks, and if there is any bomb blast or if there are any chances or any hawks of having a bomb blast, then this bomb disposal squad, they come into the picture. They conduct legal and safe transportation, storage and disposal of explosive materials. They are also responsible for conducting post-blast bomb scene investigations. Various bomb disposal squads, they conduct inventory and maintenance of bomb squad equipment. They also respond to bomb threats and provide dignitary protections, provide training also to different organizations how to take care if any live bomb is being found until the bomb disposal squad teams arrive at the location. Now another unit, the State Crime Records Bureau, which can either fall under the CID and they could be a private entity also, are attached to Tech Service or CID in some states. They are tasked with compilation of crime stats, personal data, provisioning and logistics, website maintenance and tech support to all units, monitoring of grievance, redressal, etc. And they are also the Polnet coordinator. So the tech services of a state can also lie with the State Crime Research Bureau, which we can also call them as SCRB. Another specialized unit is Fingerprint Bureau. The officers of Fingerprint Bureau are also ranked as the SP, DSP or constables, etc. These officers, they establish the identity of a criminal by comparison of his fingerprints received from the districts with the fingerprint slips of criminals kept on record in the bureau. So, the Fingerprint Bureau, they have the records from the persons or the previous criminals. Those records have been matched with the fingerprints which are being coming from the crime scene. So, it is the duty of the officers of the Fingerprint Bureau to match the fingerprints from their records. Then we have cybercrime cell. Each state have their cybercrime cells which can come under either CID or it could be a separate body. They conduct inquiries into all incidents of suspected cybercrime as per the provisions of the IT Act 2000. The Information Technology Act 2000 has certain rules and regulations as per cyberbullying, ethical hacking, hacking or any other cyber crimes, etc., cyber stalking. So, they conduct inquiry in all such incidents. Also, the investigation of cases of cybercrime as per the provisions which are being defined in the IT Act of the year 2000. They take steps for the identification of the offenders and for the collection of evidence for their prosecution. To arrange for monitoring the trial of all cases of cybercrime investigated by the CID, including appointment of special police personnel for the trial of the cases, that is also responsibility of the cybercrime officials. They provide assistance to the district police and other police units in dealing with the cyber criminals. Then we have the narcotic cells. The narcotic cell is a nodal agency for all the offences which come under the NDPS Act. The NDPS Act is being defined in the Indian Constitution. Any substance which is being prohibited under the NDPS Act, and if a person is found being carrying such amount of the act and of the material which is prohibited by the NDPS Act, the state police along with the signal from the narcotic cell can take that person under apprehension of carrying the material which is being prohibited by the NDPS Act. There is certain quantity of the drugs which are being defined by the NDPS Act that can be carried by the person in a limited quantity. They work in coordination with the customs, excise departments and other agencies regarding of making rules of carrying the substances which are being taken by the persons. They coordinate raids and other operations with the help of the district police and authorized NGOs. If they get a lead that there are certain drugs which are being prohibited, they can, with the proper warrants and orders, the raid can be conducted at different centers to know whether there is any prohibited material present at that any place. Investigation of important cases where drug trafficking is involved, and they are responsible for organizing awareness programs in the vulnerable areas in the districts with the help of local police stations and NGOs, so that the drugs and the prohibited items should not be consumed by the public and distributed in the public. Then we have the State Intelligence Department. This is also one of the specialized branch of policing. They collect and disseminate intelligence in all matters of police interest. The State Intelligence Department, they work as per the leads. They also work in hand with the police officers to get any clue or to get any information. The intelligence departments look for the leads and the information. If there is any right might going to happen, or if there is any terrorist activity which might go to happen, so they take care of all the intelligence matters. They collect advanced intelligence regarding the problem which can affect the law and order situation in the state, and they communicate it to the concerned authority for taking precautionary measures. So, if they receive any intelligence lead, then they inform it to the concerned authority, who will take proper measures to take care of the situation which can disturb law and order in a particular state. The liases with the district special branches through which it collects intelligence and passes on important evidence, advances intelligence to them. To the security wing, they also provide proximate security to the VIPs and VVIPs. Along with the police officers, the special intelligence branch also come in front to enhance the security wing of the VIPs or VVIPs. They assess the threat perception of various protected persons, issue guidelines to various units in the state for ensuring their security, and also they have established the center of the local intelligence unit in each district. Another branches are the armed police or the armed forces. The battalions of state armed police, they are constituted under the separate acts under the control of the state government. Different states have their different battalions. Punjab battalions are different, Haryana battalion is different. So, state armed police, they constitute different battalions. They are meant to tackle extreme situations, serious disturbances of law and order, organized insurgency, serious civil disorders. They are helpful during the election times, and if there is any natural disasters, any situation of earthquakes, flood, tsunamis, then the armed forces of that state, they come in picture. They have duties at big festivals, fairs, etc., and they are requisitioned by the district SP whenever there is time of need. The IGP, DGP is the heads of the SAP. IG, DIG is the head of the zones and sectors. Commandant are the heads of the battalions, SSP or SP. Sometimes they are assisted by a deputy commandant. Battalion headquarters, they are for the transport, communication, stores, administration training, and DRAF units, etc. We have specialized commando units also, which come under the police services. These specialized commando units, they set up to meet specific challenges, and they are called by the state governments during the time of need. Another unit of the police organizational sector is the government railway police, which helps in the crime prevention, detection, maintenance of law and order at the railway premises. The Ministry of Railways shares the cost of GRP with the state government on 50-50 basis, and ministry has no control over the GRP. The jurisdiction of the SP of a railway police district may cut across the boundaries of several districts, and the railway police station building, when possible, shall be on the platform. All cognizable crimes committed within the railway limits shall be registered and investigated by the railway police only. All the crime matters, all the calls or all the riots which are being happened inside the railway premises, they are investigated and registered in the railway limits by the railway police. Then we have the training branch, which is headed by the Additional Director General or the Inspector General of the police. They supervise all the functions renting the training with respect to all the ranks in the police. They deals with all matters relating to the modernization of training infrastructures, updating of syllabi, curriculum, and all the other related training activities. The training branch is a very essential pillar of a police organizational setup in the special forces of the police, because all the police officers, all the new recruits, they go into the training branch and they learn the infrastructure and the training is being happened at that branch only. The training branch also supervises the functioning of the police training colleges, subsidiary training centers and specialized training centers being set up as centers of excellence. Depending upon the training, the hardcore training, they are further divided into different battalions depending upon their strengths. The police also have, along with the training branch, the communication wing. The communication wing is essential whenever there is any important transfer information which has to be transferred. The police, they generally communicate via radar system, and the communication wing is responsible for transferring of accurate information across it. So the police wireless to facilitate quick communication between various police officers of the state and also other states through the interstate police network. This is used in times of emergency as well as during the normal facilities when the different communication it fails. It is assisted by DIG, SP, Deputy SP, District Level Inspector, SI, Head Constables, and the high frequency communication between the state capital and all the district headquarters. It is reinforced by hired transport in terms of emergency like communal riots, large scale strikes, etc. District provided with various types of motor vehicles depending upon its size, need, etc. So the transport wing it provides mobility to the force, facilitating quicker movements of force in times of need in day-to-day policing. So the communication wing, the transport wing, they supervise the purchase, the transport wing for the vehicles and the maintenance of the fleet. The district empty section, the inspector, sub-inspector, the drivers are the constables or the head constables. Then we have the marine police. The marine police has been set up after the 26/11 attacks which happened in Mumbai. This marine police liaisons with the Coast Guard and the Indian Navy to protect the coastline. So the marine police, they came into existence after those attacks. They have the responsibility to avoid to protect the coastline. India being a country which has a coastline of around 7,516 kilometers, which borders the mainland and the island with Bay of Bengal in the east and the Indian Ocean on the south and the Arabian Sea on the west. So the 9 states Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Orissa, West Bengal and the 4 UTs, Daman, Diu, Lakshadweep, Puducherry and Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they are situated on the coast. So if there is any terrorist activity from the coastline, then the marine police, it comes into the action. Depending upon the police in which area, the marine police also works with the state police and they report whatever is being happening to the state police. Then we have Vigilance and Anti-Corruption Bureau. It promotes the ethical conduct in public services, collecting the intelligence about corruption in various departments, examining processes and suggest modifications to prevent corruptions. They effectively enforce anti-corruption laws to create deterrence, create public awareness and solicit cooperation. Home Guards is also one of the specialized unit. They are a voluntary force first raised in December 1946 to assist the police in controlling the civil disturbance and communal riots. After the Chinese aggression in 1962, existing voluntary organization merged into one uniform voluntary force, Home Guards. They were raised under the Home Guards Act and rules of the state union territories. Their role is to serve as an auxiliary to the police in maintenance of internal security. They also help the community in any kind of emergency, such as if any air raid might have happened in the cases of fire, cyclones, earthquake, epidemics, and they help in the maintenance of these services. The Home Guard, they promote communal harmony assist the administration in the protection of weaker section, and participate in social, economic and welfare activities. There are certain other units apart from the specialized unit. Women's cell specialized in the cases if there are any riots or any cases which involve the women. Senior citizen cells where senior citizen can report any crime there. SC/ST cells for the weaker section of the community. Mounted police unit, integrated anti-human trafficking unit, community policing cells, human rights cells, traffic directorate. These are the organizations which work apart from the specialized unit, and they are made for the better upgrading of the society. And if someone cannot raise voice for the women cell is created. For the senior citizen cell is created, where their grievances and their problems can be easily addressed. Some organizations which come under the state governments, headed or manned by the IPS officers, are the vigilance wings of RTCs, excise, prison and correctional services, emergency and fire services, road safety authority. All these organizations which are under the state governments, and they are headed by the various IPS officers. The excise, they take care of the material which is being prohibited in the Excise Act, and they also worked in hand with the NDPS. If there is a case which is related to excise, and they also work whenever there is a cases, the excise duty, the excise police come in picture if there is any trafficking of the material that comes under the excise. The prisons and correctional services, apart from the main prisons, there are the correctional centers or the juvenile centers where they have different government headed or the IPS headed services. The emergency and fire services, the fire police officers or the emergency services, these are also the organizations which are headed by the police services. The road safety authority is one of the major transport department where we have to look for the road safety authorities. So all the specialized units which we have discussed, the various IB departments, the various intelligence departments, excise departments, and the fire services departments, women's cells, all the marine police, the armed police, etc. They work together for a better society. The police organizational structure, they have certain powers, the citizens have certain powers, so they have to work hand in hand for a better society. Thank you.